As a coach or creator who wants to start and or scale your high-ticket coaching and or info product business, this is going to be the only training that you will need to install and run an online challenge for your business. You will learn everything that you would need, what an online challenge is and the process of how it works and the benefits and drawbacks it would have for your info product business. So stick to the end. But if you don't want to stick to the end, you don't want to go through all the hassle of figuring out building it all out for yourself, then you should check the description of this video so you can see how to work with me. So with that being said, let's get right into it. So before we can actually go into the actual fun mechanics of the online challenge, we understand the advantages and drawbacks, right? Compared to all the other funnels, the online challenge is going to have the most amount of nurture that you can give to a single person at a single point, right? Because an online challenge lasts 3 to 5 days. This is 3 to 5 days of you sitting down and speaking with them for 1.5 to 3 hours at a time. With all this time that you have with someone, how would someone not be able to trust you in the highest amount, right? Which is why it converts the best due to having the highest trust building ability. Clients are going to be able to, which then allows clients to literally pay you more at the end. So challenges can either be free or they can be a paid challenge with a VIP upsell for either. And then it's good for sophisticated buyers, right? B2B. If someone, B2B buyers are going to be people who need to understand exactly, who need to have more information based on what you're selling, right? So running a challenge can be good for them. You can directly pitch these people starting on day 2 and directly pitch and or book a call with them starting on day 2, right? You actually should start on day 2 with pitching them because, which I'll go through later, but you don't want people to drop off and then you lose the ability to pitch them, right? So you pitch them starting on day 2. And then you also have the possibility to run an online challenge without a sales team at the expense of lower conversions, of course. Now, drawbacks. You need to be present for a long time. If you're not ready to present for 3 to 5 days, 1.5 to 3 hours each day, then it might not be for you. It's extremely taxing, and you must try to retain an audience for a whole 3 to 5 days, right? You need to build a lot of hype. You need to keep them engaged for all of that time. And you also give them a reason to keep coming back each day. It's also probably the most complex funnel out of all the other ones, most and absolutely the hardest to automate in terms of making it so that you can sell it and have it run completely without you and also have the highest amount of conversions, right? Because it's very automation heavy and also very founder heavy in the sense that whoever is doing the selling needs to be there, right? Needs to be able to connect with the people at a very deep level. Now, let's go into the actual mechanics. Obviously, top of funnel attention, either coming from paid traffic or organic traffic, right? Now, we are going to have a landing page where people is going to follow the same. If you watch the video on how to run a VSL, how to run a webinar, you're going to have the same type of landing page that comes for hosting a webinar that you are going to have for running a VSL. The same structure, and we're going to use the sign up button to zuck people's emails or SMS and their numbers. And the other thing that we're going to have in the challenge that we might not have in the webinar is going to be a VIP upsell, right? Which offers more exclusivity for a higher price. This VIP upsell, you can price it for something like $47, $97, $145, $199 to people, depending on your audience, depending on what makes the most sense. And this will allow you to liquidate the ad spend that you have, or at least collect cash in the front before coming through. What this will also allow you to do is it will also allow you to identify who is going to pay you first. That's the best part about this VIP upsell. Now, from this landing page, we're going to go to a post sign up page. In this post sign up page, people are going to be joining the free private community and the VIP private community. Typically, these are either on WhatsApp, Telegram, School, WAP, or Facebook groups, but most common one is going to be WhatsApp for both of these, right? Now, there's going to be daily engagement in these communities. We're going to be building hype. We're going to be also spouting social proof with case studies and testimonials, right? And also putting in objection handling content into this group. And it also gives people a place to convene and speak. These people are going to be hyping each other up in addition to you hyping them up for this challenge, right? Now, when we zuck their information, we are going to be giving them daily reminders, email, SMS sequences. We're going to be sending them sales assets. We're going to be hitting them with retargeting ads. And we're also going to be redirecting them back to our long form organic content. Why do we do this? We need to shift their beliefs. We need to make them believe that, one, it is possible for them to achieve the desired result on the challenge, but we also need them to believe that it's probable for them to achieve that result. Now, another thing we do is we have dialers come through and they dial them up, to confirm their attendance to the webinar. And once people come through, another thing when it comes time for the actual webinar, right? We segment people obviously depending on their engagement in the webinar, whether they sign up and don't attend, whether they attend the first day only, this first day and the second day, first day, second day, and third day, whether they attend all 4 days or attend all 5 days. Then we segment them as to whether they attend or don't buy. And for each segmentation, we have a separate SMS and email sequence for each of these stages and scenarios that people come through. Now, we have the actual challenge. The challenge will follow a very similar structure to a webinar. The only difference is the challenge is spread out. So typically, if you're doing something like 3 days, We're gonna have day one is going to be day one is always going to be the introduction and why you should stay to the end of this challenge, right? Hyping up the actual challenge itself. Day two is going to be the actual meat of what it is that you're teaching them on this challenge or getting them to achieve. And then day three is going to be more so of a selling day. You're going to be you're teach them some more, right? The rest of it, what you didn't teach on day two, and you're actually going to be pitching them. It's a 5-day challenge, it's going to be very similar. Day one starts out the same. Day 2 and 3, obviously, for both, no matter what, we're going to be you're going to starting to sell them on day 2, right? With a soft CTA, and then on the 3-day, you're going to have a hard CTA on the 3rd day, obviously, because that's the last day. On the 5-day challenge, you soft CTA to the VIP on day 2. If you don't have a VIP, then you just soft CTA to everyone on day 2. Then you keep soft CTA day 3, because day 3 you're also explaining the meet and greet. Day 4 also explains the meet and greet, the meat and the gritty stuff. So you CTA to them at day 4, and then you actually do the hard CTA on day 5, right? So you pretty much have different pitch angles for each of these days that you CTA to them, and then after that, you pitch them either to directly pay you or you pitch them to book a call to pay you. That's pretty much everything that goes into running an online challenge. So if you would like to have something like this done for you, like to skip all the work that's involved with doing something like this, or you just need clarity on what it is that you need to do to get to scale your, to start to scale your coaching or info product, then check the description to see how to work with me. We'll come through, we'll have a chat, go through your current situation, your current operations, your business, your audience, and we'll come up with a game plan for you.